Okay, here's my advice to people that are anxious, honestly. Look at something besides the news for a couple minutes a day. Because people I'm like that too. I get up and okay, let me check my phone and I'm just going to read about how many people are dying and how this thing is increasing for hours and hours and hours. If you're anxious when you're doing that, I wonder why. So do something else. And Jesus says, look at the birds of the sky and look at the flowers of the field. Maybe that.
So what are some things they could do?
So maybe literally do that, honestly. Like go outside, and because there's no rules about going in your backyard, right?
Yeah.
Or
No, you're good on your
yeah.
own
So
property.
you can go take a walk, the sunsets have been really nice lately because it's been raining during the day.
Walking rosary out here.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I think literally just physically doing that and looking at. Yeah.
One time, actually, like maybe 10 plus years ago, when you first came here, you gave a homily that I still remember about this Bible verse, because you said exactly what you said. You said, Jesus said, look at the birds of the sky. So you said, go outside and literally look at the birds.
Yeah.
And so I would do that, and to this day, honestly, like when I feel anxious, I still do that.
Yeah.
I just, look at the birds, and it's very calming.
Yeah. He specifies birds and flowers.
Yeah.
Which is interesting.
What is?
Oh, special shout out to Rosie who made this banana bread for
Thank
us.
you, Rosie.
Somebody ate half of it. I had a piece earlier. Who wants a piece, guys?
I'm good for now.
I'm good, thank you.
You want a piece?
I ate about half of one at home.
Half of one.
Yeah.
Wait, this is the one with sugar, right?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
I read a tweet from a Catholic psychiatrist. He's actually the guy that wrote a great book. It's called A Catholic Guide to Depression. And he said basically what you said, Father Andy, but he said something specific about it. He said, like, take an hour in the morning and don't get like any information from the news or anything like that, and an hour before you go to sleep. He said do like a information fast during the day, and like that could be something
That's something I was actually preaching about today. I mean, kind of, but what I was preaching about was how we're used to our lives being so fast paced, from work, school, responsibility, so on and so forth. Everything is always 1,000 miles per hour, and then now we're forced to stop. We're forced to slow down, and that's a big shock for everyone. It's a big culture shock for sure. People don't know what to do with their lives. They don't know how to act.
Mm-hmm.
But this is definitely a blessing in disguise, in my opinion, because once you slow your life down and understand more, it will give you that opening, that sort of gateway to knowing more about yourself than you probably would have never understood if you were living such a fast life.
I don't know about you guys. I would love to do that 1 hour, but my problem is I wake up and then my phone has like 200 notifications. And then okay, some of them might be serious or might need an immediate answer. So you look and then you end up getting sucked into them and that hour goes away.
What do you guys do then?
Do you mean notifications like from people?
Like
or
texts or group chats or whatever,
I personally mute most things except for individual things. Like all group chats are muted for me.
Yeah.
All news.
That explains a lot, actually.
Yeah. Any news, any
Our group chat.
Even
it's everything is muted. Everything is muted.
Thanks a lot, bro.
I check
Thanks
it.
a lot.
I,
Okay.
No, I check it every
Listen,
I see how it is. You know what? I want that webcam back.
Listen,
I want my webcam back.
We should kick him out of the chat.
Honestly,
Yeah.
you want to take a vote right now?
No, I don't.
I'm less
Don't
anxious
kick
than
me.
all you guys, and it explains why. How about that?
Listen, I have a few that are muted, but ours is not. I'm just saying.
I mean, I care about my brother priest.
No, but honestly, with anxiety, I think there's just anxiety is so much rooted in so many things coming in at one time. You don't really know how to gauge it or how to pay attention to one thing at a time because there's so many things coming on at once. And I think that what everybody is saying here is simplifying your life. I think goes a long way for curing anxiety and just bringing peace back into your life. One of those things is like turning off notifications, which I've appreciated very much.
Yeah.
We know.
But in general, yeah, otherwise doing a tech fast for an hour a day or something like that. And allowing, like what Jesus is saying, look at the simpler things, the birds and the flowers. These things are easily missed because we're so distracted by so many things going on otherwise. If we take some time, simplify our lives, and go past the distractions and look at the things that God has made, I think it goes a long way for peace.
We're used to looking at birds and flowers through a phone screen. you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very artificial way of living is.
Well, yeah, because like for sure, there's a lot of things that are actually worth being afraid of, but a lot of it really is just kind of not just man-made, but we make it for ourselves.
Yeah.
You know,
We create it.
we make it's a fake world. Like Twitter, everything, all that. It's not real. What's real is again these birds and flowers. But what you're doing is smart because when you don't directly like deal with this information overload, what you're doing is just passing on the stress that you would have had to others to deal with. That was a long setup. That was a long setup.
Dude, I was into that. I was into that.
Wow, that was nice. You had me, man.
I want to be a monk.
You should be,
But
man.
no, honestly, we did. There's a good Catholic program. It's called Exodus 90. We didn't do. The
Is it
whole
Catholic?
thing. It is Catholic.
I didn't know that.
It's hardcore Catholic.
What you put in the chai, man?
This is the real
I
one.
failed on the chai today.
What is
and
that?
I'm very, very
No,
sorry,
there's something
guys.
floating
What is
inside,
it?
man.
I know mine.
You see that?
It's
I don't have that.
oh, mine too. It's hill. Yeah, cardamom. I put hill seeds in there, so but you can't taste them because it's so watery. But I was gonna say when we did Exodus 90, when we did Exodus 90,
I want to know if you're ever gonna offer us food when you're eating.
No.
Is that sour cream there?
Yeah.
Nice.
Enchiladas.
we did not do
Thank
any
you, Sabrina.
social media. Remember that? No
Yeah.
social media, and it was amazing. Honestly,
Yeah.
it was very cool.
Yeah.
The cold showers weren't fun.
Yeah.
Are people more anxious today than they were in past times? Definitely, right?
I think probably
My-
now
my
more than
opinion,
ever,
yeah.
to be honest with you.
No, I think that's what I mean. I've read a lot of sociology and psychology articles that have said the same thing. So, why is that? Is
Yeah.
it directly
So-
correlated to social media? I don't think so. But I think that there's an
I
indirect.
think it's a
relationship
fast-paced life that we were talking about before.
Yeah.
I think it's also related to simplicity. You know.
there.
once-
Yeah, right.
Because we complicate our lives ourselves. You
Yeah.
know? We complicate everything, every situation, every scenario, everything we come across, we complicate it, and we forget that simplicity can be a key to fighting anxiety.
Yeah, and now, I think one big thing is that people are, they're realizing that they're not in control of this thing right now. Like you got a guy that goes to work every day and he just does his thing in life, and now there's this thing that's just overtaking the world, and he has no idea what he's going to do with his business, money wise, all that stuff, and so that could be something else.
And look, I think those are fair things to think about. It's good to think about those things, and it's very practical. But I guess as they say, the $64,000 question is, to what measure? How do you control that? To what extent?
Yeah. One thing that I've been thinking about a lot actually is that so why have we made so many things? Why have we made all this stuff? Like Father Andy was saying, we create our own problems usually, but usually we create these things for, I think, more security, right? So we solidify communication when we globalize it through something like social media and these other avenues. When we build up so many organizations and so much societal buildup, we do so many things in order, I think, to secure ourselves more deeply and establish ourselves more concretely. But what this coronavirus has shown us, I think, is that we're still a lot more weak than we thought we were. We're not as secure as we thought that we were. And I mean, not to take away from the danger of coronavirus or anything like that, but it's a virus that has gone around the world and has halted all of society, right? And I think that's something that we have to think about. We're not as secure as we thought that we were. All the things that we built up for ourselves.
The globalization's actually made it so easy to transmit.
Yeah,
Because it could have been state localized, but airplanes connected it from one place to another and from another place to another. And it's one of the reasons why it spread so fast is because of this kind of interconnected web or all over the world right now.
Yeah,
So
and everything that we've built up
Yeah.
that we thought we can be so secure in and that we can be sure about and that we can set our lives on, and we don't have to hope for anything because we have everything already.
Went down in shambles.
Yes, it went down in shambles. Now everybody's in chaos.
Are you done with your enchilada?
no, take a break.
You see what
Yeah,
I
so
did?
that
You
thing
never
goes.
make
I
me
know,
try
that's
again,
why-
by the way. Father Andrew, can you make it next time, please?
Sorry, guys.
Okay.
So there's a big piece of head right there.
So going back to this Bible verse, it actually reminded me of. So, a lot of people get pretty surprised when someone tells them that God is simple, because typically people have this view of God of being this complex person, so on and so forth. But it's interesting, how these two things correlate. How God in His very being is simple, and Christ is mentioning these very simple things like, the lilies, the birds, very simple things, and us, maybe imitating that simplicity during this quarantine that we're in.
Yeah,
No.
like being with your kids,
Yeah.
doing something that, walking or playing games with your family, spending time in human good relationships rather than just being consumed with the screens.
One of the things that I've been thinking about lately, I've been reading a lot of Pope Benedict's books because I'm studying him. So one of the things that he said that's really interesting, really caught my eye is, he says one of the problems with society today is that we no longer, it's not just that we've rejected God, like we've rejected God as a society, and that's very unfortunate. But what is rejected with that is a view of the world that has, where the world itself has meaning. Because when you reject God, you reject the meaning of the world as well, right? And he calls this the sacramental view of the world. And that means that what we see in front of us is not everything that there is, but there's meaning behind it. And that is a sacramental reality, meaning that there's a symbol there, and what we see immediately in front of us symbolizes something greater beyond itself, right? So the example that he gives is eating, the meal, right? What transforms eating from eating the way animals eat when they're hungry, or just by instinct they feel hungry, so they eat whatever they can eat right in front of them by themselves, and kind of isolated from everything else, and from every other duty. What turns or transforms eating for the sake of necessity or for the sake of pleasure, just to fill up your stomach, from eating for that reason to a meal? And he says that when human beings eat as human beings, they eat in communion with one another, because human beings are naturally social, right? So the sacramental view of eating is actually the meal, when one person shares a meal with another person, instead of just eating by themselves for the sake of necessity or for the sake of pleasure or something like that alone, right?
Yeah, so just like a simple example of that, like what could happen now, which you were talking about earlier, is that people are going to be forced to actually
Exactly.
eat together,
Yeah, exactly.
to be together.
Exactly, and there's a lot of fruit in that.
Yeah, and I think it's that's actually very solid how he also distinguishes, the man from an animal, right?
Yeah.
Even in the case of eating,
Yeah.
and I think that could be another key thing to help fight anxiety, right? Is to understand that we're much more than animals, right?
Yeah, well, and then that goes back to the simplicity of things,
Sure.
right? So when we create this fake world for ourselves, when we create these fake structures for ourselves that we are distracted by throughout the entire day, we fail to see the meaning behind the things, because we don't give ourselves the time to think about things as they
Yeah.
are, right? So we're just always distracted by appearances and things as they are in front of our eyes. But when you stop, you look at the birds and you look at the flowers, you can see what the meaning is, or the significance, or the sacramental reality that's behind these things, and really come to know God on a deeper level, humanity on a deeper level, the world on a deeper level. It's a lot more. It's a lot more beautiful vision of the world than just looking at things from their appearances alone.
And just to build off of that, and I think one thing that would make that much harder to do, look at the birds, look at the lilies in their beauty, is, Christ is commanding us to do, is sin, right? So
Right.
obviously, we know that sin darkens the intellect, but I think sin also, it will give us a very blurry version of what this means. So staying away from sin, right, during this quarantine would definitely help to have this vision that Christ is having, the gospel.
Yeah, and to think that, you know, just like you guys are saying, that bigger and wider vision, just not to think of the short term, like how much money am I going to make, how am I going to feed myself, but to think I'm a child of God and I'm destined for heaven, and that's what I'm living for. And so when you see life in that perspective, then it's going to change a lot of things for you. And I think these things, you know, that we're saying, it's more than just prayer, you know, it's more than just simply praying. Because if you simply pray, then it's not gonna, you know, you need to actually, work. You know, you need to actually not be lazy and do your best. Prayer helps, obviously, but it's not everything. We can't let God do all the work. We have to actually do work ourselves.
You have to give life to prayer.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to make it
meaningful.
Make it a living reality.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
About the simplicity, I was just reading in a book, that book, you know that book, in Senyu Jesu, the priest adoration book. There was a beautiful quote in there. It said, it was about the rosary, which I think is great for people who are anxious. It said, you know, a lot of people, they struggle with the rosary. They say that the rosary is, you know, too complex. He said, it's not the rosary that's too complex. The rosary is actually a very simple prayer. We're the ones that are too complicated. And that's why the rosary is hard for us, because it's hard for us to be simple and to just think about the life of Christ from Mary's perspective, and to just, you know, repeat the Our Father and Hail Mary, and you know see those beautiful words that could have an impact on our souls, you know.
You're doing a live rosary now, right?
Yeah.
Nice. How's
I'm
that?
actually getting. I had like over 110 people today.
Really?
with both Instagram and Facebook.
Was Father Andrew one of them?
No, I was reading.
No, he was reading, but he said that he's gonna pray the rosary every day during Lent. So
I did say that.
Wait, are you doing that every day? No,
Rosary
Father.
existing.
yeah,
Father
rosary.
Simon.
Oh,
Are you?
I'm
live
gonna
every
start
day?
doing it every day now. Yeah,
Instagram and Facebook.
yeah,
Shameless plug.
yeah. Well, you know, it's a way to pray.
I'd be doing a lot more stuff on Facebook and Instagram if my internet was working.
Oh, guys,
I might be looking at some of everything.
Come on, man.
What, man? He's a good guy.
I was gonna no.
Okay, why don't we go to the?
I was gonna go to our
yeah.
latest Amazon purchases.
Come on, man.
Wait, no, I haven't gotten anything.
Yeah, right.
really? Honestly,
It's
I
been a
haven't-
week.
serious right now?
How
I
can you go a
haven't-
week without buying something on Amazon?
Listen, I heard you're
A
supposed
week?
to wait like 3 days before opening boxes and stuff.
That's so way.
I didn't buy anything from last week. I mean, I can say what
Honestly, I
didn't.
saw something that that said coronavirus stays on a box for at least 3 days. Yeah, mine's still deodorant.
You can
guys.
spray it with stuff. I bought this. This is
No,
a
last purchase has to be
about-
last.
What am I
yeah,
orders?
last purchase.
What is it?
These are, they're wall hangers for string instruments, for guitars and stuff like that.
You have though, don't
Yeah,
you?
but I don't like the ones I have, and this is a 6-piece set, and they all match.
Nice.
I'm gonna give one to Monica.
Okay, let's see.
Anita Garmo's gonna love this one, man.
Oh,
I want doTERRA On Guard. The
please
pills.
edit that part out.
Or like,
The
bleep
pills.
it.
What are they called?
Bleep it.
Not the beetlets. The soft gels.
So you bought a placebo. What about you, Father Daniel?
What about
Still
you, Father?
You haven't bought anything online
No,
for a
I
Are
week.
you
have not.
serious right
When's the
now?
last thing you bought? Period.
Okay, wait. That's a
In
good
your
point.
life.
Check your bank statement.
Let me check my bank statement. No, honestly, I haven't
Father and
left,
Tito, in the
man.
meantime.
I didn't buy anything either. I mean,
You
I
guys
can
are
see what I put on my
monk-like,
cart.
man.
You want to know what I put on my cart?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
LED tap lights, stick-on push lights, battery-powered puck lights. These are for in my room. You know, I could just attach it to the wall when I read at night. I have to read before I
Look at
sleep.
you, man.
Yeah, I know. So you just push the
You know
button.
there's lamps, right?
Okay, my
I
last
don't have enough room for a lamp, bro.
credit card
Oh, yeah,
purchase was Verizon. So,
You're boring, man.
Not very boring.
mouthing, man.
هذا كبنوخ.
Maybe food you bought, no?
No, you've been.
Please comment in the comment
providing.
section what your last Amazon purchase
Yeah,
was.
sure.
Yes. Why don't you do that? Last Amazon
Has
purchase.
to be right now.
Make sure to smash that notification bell.
Yeah. Oh yeah. How's our the
me
new
check.
YouTube channel doing, by
Let
the
me
way?
check.
You want to read that Isaiah quote?
The Isaiah quote?
The Isaiah
Your
quote.
Isaiah
right.
quote, man.
He doesn't.
Which
The one you just
Isaiah
read will have the full
22,
start.
man.
What?
2026.
Oh,
Someone call 911. Dude, this guy really needs a doctor. Okay, I got it.
no, here it is, man.
Oh,
It's a picture going around. It said, "Go, my people, enter your rooms and shut the doors behind you. Hide yourselves for a while until his wrath has passed by." So, like, people were connecting that with the coronavirus and everything.
Yeah.
We're literally just reading memes at this point.
back to the
a Bible.
YouTube page. 81 subscribers and 734 views on Chai Chat episode 1 pilot.
Hello.
Nice.
What do you think of the verse?
It's cute.
You know what? I really want to look at it in context to say why God said that. That's really interesting.
I bet it's totally made up.
Isaiah.
I bet it's no. I bet that
no.
meme is fake.
No, it's not.
You
It's
verified
not.
it?
Yeah.
Oh, really? When?
A few days ago, I saw it.
Isaiah
Yeah.
22?
2620. Because it's March 26th,
Okay.
2020.
Okay.
And there's 3 persons in God.
Okay, this is Judah's song. Judah's song of victory.
Wait, what's the actual? Yeah. So the U.S. now
That
has
was
more
26.
cases than
And that
Italy and
what
China.
day, though?
Did you hear that? But there's
That day, the song
like
is
Italy.
gorgeous.
There's a lot more people here, obviously.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So, but still, that's a lot of people.
Apparently, the next week between right now and when this actually airs is a very critical time in San Diego
Really?
as far
Yeah.
as the virus spreading.
Yeah, I know. They said like you should stay home at all costs. Like
And here we are
Not leave.
in the studio.
This is home.
Well, we
Good job, Father
basically
Daniel.
live together, guys.
Church is home, hmm? That one's really bothering me, man. I just had 2, but like, why is it like that?
Which one?
See, guys, this one here.
Yeah, it does al harama.
How many times I've heard that?
Oh, this looks like it's like Day of the Lord judgment stuff.
All right,
So
Yeah, less his wrath.
let's get
Yeah,
some
exactly.
Father and Keto exegesis right now.
what do you want to do on the spot? It is placed to punish the inhabitants of the earth for their iniquity, and the earth will disclose the blood shed upon her, and will no more cover her slain. So yeah, this looks like it's eschatological stuff, apocalyptic stuff. So in that day, in the day of the wrath of God, this is not going to help people with anxiety in terms of
Yeah,
coronavirus.
exactly. You know, at the end of the
No,
world,
just live
which is
for
coming,
heaven.
which is coming rapidly.
Right around the corner.
I'm just waiting for frogs to fall out of the sky. Frogs, man.
Yallah.
They have what do they have? They have locusts all over Africa.
I heard about that.
Yeah.
Hey,
Oh yeah, and the fires, Australia.
be ready at any moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, be ready. Dave.
All right, guys. Anything else to add before we finish?
Pray, stay home, wash your hands.
Okay,
Oh, yeah,
how about
stay
just
home.
really quick practical advice for people with anxiety? My thing is, I think everybody should exercise. I think
Yeah.
everybody
Oh,
should
that's
exercise
good,
daily
that's
for
good.
for.
There's a lot you can do at home. You don't have to go to the gym.
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
exercise.
Yeah.
You
Well,
can
you
still post an
can't.
Instagram pic from your house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can go to the gym even if you wanted to.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
I like to do a 10 to 10 rule for social media. It's don't use any social media before 10 a.m. and after 10 p.m.
Nice.
Or
And in between, don't do anything other than that.
or you could adjust it, based on your schedule. What do you guys think?
My best advice for avoiding anxiety is don't reply to text messages or emails.
Okay.
Just
or
ignore people.
mute all of your
Or mute all your
chats.
chats.
It looks
Be
like
like
be
me.
like
Yeah.
Father and Keto,
Yeah.
basically.
Next week I'll be in a month.
Less words.
Imitate Father and Keto. Build a devotion to Mother Mary.
Yeah.
She's a big help with anxiety. So
Nice.
if you have one now, make it stronger. If you don't have one now, then start now.
So
Good time to
speaking
pray
of
the
Mother
rosary.
Mary, it's a good time to say this beautiful Mother Mary prayer from Ramsha. Okay? In the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Arm us, O Lord our God, with a mighty and invincible armor, by the prayers of your blessed Mother, the Virgin Mary, and grant us part and portion with her in the heavenly bridal feast, Lord of all, forever. Amen.
Amen.
Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Amen.
Yalla bye.
Yalla.
I'm buying boots.